All right, I'm the flatratemaster, and since I have to deal with it, we're going to talk about it. Tools for doing dash work. Now, one of my least favorite jobs to do is dash pulls. I hate them. I don't like it. But we get to talk about the tools to do it. So let's talk about first and foremost, one of the most essential tools you really need for dash work. And I've gotten questioned on this before, but it's an impact driver. Just a small impact driver, not an M18 or, big boy. Just a little one that can put screws in and pull screws out. This is going to be your best friend on most dash pulls. You're pulling out little T20 screws or Phillips screws. If you're doing, anything with a dash, chances are there's going to be a bunch of screws that you have to remove. This will be your best friend. Nice thing to have would be a 1/4-inch impact with locking extensions, and I don't have one on, but magnetic sockets. Magnetic sockets, so when you're going back in and it's going through a dash, you don't drop it and have it go who knows where. Magnetic sockets doing dash work are your best friend because, well, there's nothing worse than that weird little screw you need to put back. You go to put it in and it drops. So I've got Matco. There's plenty of brands out there. Gray Pneumatic make magnetic sockets. So 1/4-inch magnetic sockets are your friend. Now again, 1/4-inch impact is nice to have, but a 1/4-inch adapter for one of these will work just fine. Now this next one is going to can be expensive, especially if you buy what I use, which is these little 1/4-inch swivel adapters. These come in really handy in a lot of weird situations. The one I've got, there's a screw that if I didn't have this and my Milwaukee extended reach, I'd have been sitting there with a shallow socket and a ratchet going, Sucks. So these come in really handy on dash pulls. Now obviously, going into a dash, you're going to need things like little bits. Bit drivers like this, and get you a good selection of different kinds of bit drivers. Now this one is long, gets into some weird places, trust me. You also got these little ones. That one's from Vim, this one's from EZRED, and then this little Sunex kit is from Sunex. Comes in really handy when you're working on a screw that you don't have enough clearance to get a gun into. So get you some of these. Now, this one I've talked about many times, and it is an aircraft door skin tool. They're sold on the Snap-on truck. Both my Mac and Matco guys have them, but it is a aluminum. It's made of 4140 aluminum, which is why it says 4140 on it. This is the best panel popper tool out there on the planet. You can put a lot of pressure on this on plastic and not break something, which is important when you're doing interior work because, oddly enough, I've damaged more stuff with plastic panel tools like this than I even thought about doing with this. And I've put some serious pressure on them. Like I've broken the clips themselves because the clip wouldn't come out and did no damage to what I was prying against. That's how freaking awesome they are because the surface is smooth, it doesn't catch. These are your best friend doing any sort of interior work. I'll try to put links in the description for these since YouTube got rid of the setting comments in unlisted videos until they go live. So look in the description. Another thing that's really important to have is a clean knee pad. Because chances are there's studs and brackets that you got to nail near. They hurt. So make sure and, get a clean knee pad that you only use for interior work. Unfortunately, my clean one is covered in construction dust over there, and I didn't feel like cleaning it up, so I was kneeling on floor. The last tool you're going to need is a lot of patience. Figuring out where they hid those screws, because the service information doesn't say where they hid those screws. They don't tell you, oh, you got to do this. That GMC job doesn't mention anything about the 2 screws behind the instrument cluster, and that you got to take the instrument cluster out. I figured it out, but still, it's like, why wasn't that in service information? Okay, some other little notes. Clean. Make sure you're clean. Like if you're doing, evap core or something like that, and you go under the hood to unbolt stuff under the hood, you get grease on you, go wash up before you go back into the car. Change your gloves. Because trust me, that will find the lightest bit of interior that the customer will see. Trust me. Always wear new gloves if you have to. If your footwear is dirty, greasy, or your shop floor is greasy and nasty, think about taking off your shoes. I don't like taking my boots off, but the fact of the matter is, if you've got a very light interior and you put grease stains in there, the customer will be pissed. Trust me, they will notice. So make sure you're clean when you go inside the car, because trust me, that little dab of grease you didn't realize you had will find its home. So as always, thanks for watching. I am the Flat Rate Master.